Right, this week, the Parsha, we're going to read the Ten Commandments. And the Ten Commandments is, right, everyone sees it on the top of the Aron Kodesh, or certain shuls, they print it up right at the top so everyone could be aware of all 10 Commandments. So, I believe we'll count what number it is, but one of them is Lo Yisisa es Shem Hashem Lekecha Lashav. Right, let's look inside the pasuk. I'll just read the pasuk, and we'll try to explain it afterwards from there. So we're holding, the pasuk is stated on page 407. 407, just to tell you that, right, after the first commandment, right, Hashem is your God. The second one, don't have other gods. The third one is don't make an idol. And don't bow down. And then it says in the verse 7, Lo sisa Shem Hashem lekecha lashav. Don't, right, see that? Verse 7 in page 408. It says, don't take Hashem's name in vain. Don't swear. We're going to see, but we're going to speak about the idea of taking Hashem's name in vain. Lashav. Shav means for nothing. That's the pasuk. So now, there's Rashi here brings down what does that mean to take Hashem's name for Lashav. So first Rashi wants to tell you what does the word shav mean. So the word shav, Rashi says it means chinam. It means for nothing. It means for naught, lehevel. And Rashi then goes on. Maybe if you want, I'll read the Rashi. What's the case? Rashi tells you what's the case of a shvua shav. You see the Rashi there? You can look on. You're able to, the second column in Rashi, the fifth line from the bottom, from the top or the bottom. There it says, before we're going to start this page in 1 minute. So he says, Lashav, Be'ezu shvua shav, nishba l'shana, says Yitro. There's a lot of instances where a person could swear for nothing. One instance could be that he tries to say that what's known is, he wants to say is different. Al Amud Shel Even Shehu Shel Zav. He wants to say that this is gold. He's going to swear, I swear to you, this is made out of gold. Now everyone knows it's not gold. So if I swear by Hashem's name, I'm taking his name in vain. Because everyone knows it's not gold. That's the first example. Or, next case that he says is, he gives the example, the opposite case, right? Or Rishon Lashon Magam. Now, that's the first idea. So now I want to go into this a little bit deeper. There's a few more examples. The second example, right? Let's look at the chinuch here. You have that copy. How many copies do we have here? We'll look on. If you could look on together, I'll pass this one down from my. Is there a connection between the word Shav and Shavua? Like to make a take an oath? No.
Jordan. Is Irving okay? Or can he...
Yeah, I'm gonna read with
you right Hebrew too?
With Irving here. So the chinuch here, he tried to come and explain each mitzvah. He came to explain every mitzvah. So he's going to explain what is encompassed in this idea not to swear falsely. So he starts off, he says, this is the Lamed mitzvah Lamed, this is the 30th mitzvah of the Torah. Now the Minchas Chinuch, he came to explain the Chinuch. But right now what you have copied is called the Chinuch. He lived in the early times of Rashi and the Rambam. So he explains, what does it mean not to swear falsely? He says it's broken up into 4 categories. Right? Rashi told you 1 category so far. He explains, Shaloi nishba levatal. You shouldn't swear falsely. Or for nothing. Batala means for nothing. Shenamar, and he brings the pasuk, the verse in this week's Parsha. Lo sisa Shem Hashem lekecha lashav. Don't swear using Hashem's name for nothing. Vinyan habatala. Now, what does this mean to use Hashem's name for nothing? So he says there's 4 ways you could do that. The first way is first way is to swear on something which is known that is not true. He'll take like in this case over here, a amud, a pillar. It says it has a pillar of marble, and he'll swear this pillar is really made out of gold, and everyone knows it's really made out of marble. So that's swearing for taking Hashem's name in vain. Number 2, the second way is he swears on something which is obvious that it's this way, He swears to that effect. Keep going. Ala Evan, Shu Evan. He says, this is a tissue box, and I'm going to swear to that effect. So that's simple, right? You don't even have to swear. It's Yodua. Yodua means it's known, right? We spoke last week about Yodoni, Yodua. It's known. It's known. Everyone knows about it. So you don't have to swear on something which is simple. If you do, you're using Hashem's name for nothing. That's the second way. Or you say shall eitz. You say a piece of wood. I'm swearing this is a piece of wood. That's for nothing. That's using Hashem's name in vain. And we're going to explain what's the problem with that further. Any such an instance where you say something simple and you swear to that effect, that's taking Hashem's name in vain. That's the second way. The third way, someone swears that he's not going to do one of the commandments. Now, we know we were all sworn at Har Sinai. All our neshamas, our souls were all at Har Sinai. So we'll see in the last few parshas, in the last part of the Torah, that Hashem calls us, and He says in Parshas Nitzavim, right? There's a parsha called Nitzavim on page 1087. 1087. There it says that Hashem says, "You were all standing here today," and it means you, everyone, because even the people who are not here, but everyone was part of that. Swear the oath at Har Sinai, the Mount of Sinai, that Hashem swore everyone that everyone should listen to the whole Torah. So we are obligated to do the whole Torah. We are sworn in already. And if you look at the verse there, verse 14 says, those who are here and those who are not here. As Asher Yeshnupai, Asher Nenupai. Who is a Nenupai? So it's interesting there. You look at Rashi, the ones who are not here are the later future generations. We were all at Har Sinai, so we all had the oath that we're going to accept the whole Torah, we're going to do the whole Torah. So therefore, someone cannot come along and say, well, I'm going to do the Torah, right? You can't swear I'm going to do the Torah because you're already bound by an oath to do the Torah. And you're also not allowed to swear that I'm not going to do the Torah, right? So he says over here, right? He wants to nullify a mitzvah. He swears, I'm not going to do a mitzvah. I'm not going to do any of the mitzvahs. He can't swear on that effect. Shagam zelavatol. This is for nothing. This is a shvur which doesn't mean anything. She'ein biyadai. It's not in his power to swear al masha kvar chayavai Hashem. If Hashem already told you, Hashem obligated us, and we swore to that effect, so he can't swear that I'm going to do it, or that I won't do it. So it's similar to the first two categories where you swore that this is a piece of wood. So you can't swear on something, right? It's not in your ability. You're trying to change something that's not. I mean, we're already sworn in, so we can't change that.
But you're talking about the purity of the souls, the neshama that were part of it. But in today, like nobody, Tinish Banishma or however it's called, like they have no connection to that.
They don't realize. People might not realize that they swore. People might be what you call a tinuk, a child who just got captured. A child who got captured, we call him like he's like he doesn't realize, he doesn't know any better, so he can't do the mitzvah. You're right. He can't do it. If he doesn't know, he can't do it. But hopefully he'll find his way back and be able to do all the mitzvahs. He was really at Har Sinai. Every one of us was by Har Sinai, and we were sworn in. And we can't swear and say I'm going to do a mitzvah. We're already sworn in. So therefore, that's the third type. Third type of swearing falsely. The fourth type, the fourth type is when you swear that you're going to do something which is not in your power to do. I'm going to do something that I can't even do. What's the example of that? Right? What can I swear that I'm going to do something I can't even do? If he makes a shvur and he says the following words, Kigoin, Shalo Yishon Shleisha Yamim Retufim. He says, I'm not going to sleep for 3 days straight. Well, if he's not going to keep Shabbos, that would be the category number 3, that he's going against the Torah. The Torah already swore, Hashem had him swear that he's going to do all the mitzvahs, and one of those is to keep Shabbos. So you can't swear, I'm going to keep the Torah. You already sworn in to keep the Torah. Or if you say, I'm not going to keep the Torah, you can't swear against something you're already sworn on. That's swearing against something which is already, you say this is a box, right? You say it's a piece of wood. It's already a tissue, it's a tissue box. You can't say, I'm not going to keep the Shabbos. You're already sworn in to keep the Shabbos. So that's category number 3. Category number 4 is if you say, I'm going to do something that I can't even do. Right? What will I do? I'm not going to eat for 3 days. Or I won't sleep for 3 days. Right? He says 2 cases. Shelo yishon. Yishon comes from the word sleep. Hine lo yanam velo yishon. Hashem says, I don't sleep. Hashem never sleeps. But we need to sleep. So we need to go within 3 days. Right? This is the amount. 3 days is the amount that a person has that he can stay up for straight. Right? As well as eating. Eating is a little longer. Eating, a person could survive 7 days without eating. There are different cases. People were locked up and they could survive up to 7 days. But if a person says, I'm not going to eat for 7 days straight, including the 7th day, that is something which he doesn't have the power to make. That he doesn't to fulfill such a shua, such an oath, and that oath is called a false oath. That is called the verse that we have now, taking Hashem's name in vain, swearing for nothing.
The rule is to say, I swear to swear on it, not to say you're going. I can say I'm not going to eat for 2 weeks. So I'm going to say I swear I'm not going to eat for 2 weeks. Right?
You could say I'm not going to. Right, now saying, right, we won't get into, a person should keep his word.
That's a different level. That's a different commandment.
Right, this commandment is when you swear, and I guess he would take Hashem's name as he swears, he would say Hashem's name, and that would be at a very stringent level that he's actually using Hashem's name in vain. In vain. So when he does this 4th category is saying that I'm going to do something I don't have power to do. Saying you're going to stay up for 3 days straight is impossible. Good? Shavuos night is pretty hard, right? But
where does intent have? What if you have the intent of it and you just physically don't?
Do you know that it's a fact that you can't stay up for more than 3 days?
Yeah, one night. I can't stay up for more than 1 day.
It would be a difficult task for most people.
No, so if a person didn't know the fact, then it could be he would not be transgressing if he didn't know that fact, because he thought he could. That could be an interesting case.
The intent
usually does play a role in these cases. If a person thinks that he really thinks it's let's say a box of wood or a piece of wood, his intent does play a role. Okay. Now, just to give you a nice background for the idea of this mitzvah, this is the chinuch. The chinuch specialty is he tells you all the mitzvahs of the Torah, and then he gives you the shoresh. The shoresh is the root behind the mitzvah. The idea behind the mitzvah, what we could take out of it and understand for being the root why Hashem gave us this mitzvah. So what's the root? Next words is shoresh mitzvah zu, and this is beautiful. You could take this in and you'll be able to give this over on Shabbos, and give this over at the Shabbos table. It's a very nice idea what he says. The root of this is l'das b'nei adam v'lekvaya b'nafshoisam. People should know and they should set into their souls l'chazek amuna b'libaisam. They should strengthen their hearts in the faith of Hashem. Ki akel baruch hu asher b'shamayim imal. That they should realize in their hearts very strongly that Hashem is b'shamayim imal. Hashem is in the heavens above. Chai v'kayim. Hashem is alive. He's always existent, la'ad, forever. And ein kiyum ki kiyumai. There is no existence like this existence of Hashem. Hashem keeps, it's always. That's the first thing. V'roi u'mechoyav aleinu, and it's fitting and it's obligated on us. B'zachrenu shmai, when we mention Hashem's name, His great name, Agadol, al ma'aseinu v'al diburenu, whenever we want to use Hashem's name in reference to do one of our actions or something in our life, so we should make sure lizoichroi to mention it with the proper ema, with the fear, with the yira, right? Also to be very scared, reses, zeya, should be trembling. A person should be careful when he realizes whose name he's talking about, right? Hashem is living, he's existing forever, he runs the whole world, he's in charge. So a person should be very careful when he says Hashem's name. And he shouldn't be speaking about it hatlim, not like people who just say these silly things. People speak lightly and they use different phrases. People they're able to use different words lightly, but it depends what you're talking about. But when you start talking about Hashem, you should be very careful how you mention His name. When you speak about different things which don't exist long, you could speak about them lightly. But when you talk about Hashem, you have to be careful. Al-Kain Likvaya, you have to set in this idea very strongly into your heart that you should have the fear of Hashem. Yerasai al Paneinu, the fear of God should always be on your face, and that will help us to live, and that will help us to merit. So therefore Hashem gave us this mitzvah that we should always be careful how to mention His name. We shouldn't say it for levatala, for nothing. And someone who does mention it for nothing will be transgressing the negative commandment. The negative, right? Anyone who transgresses the negative commandment gets lashes. Because that's one of the, right, for any negative commandment.
It also incorporates the common expression, oh my, whatever, right? And then even in a derivative of that, where they say, oh my, and then they end up with God. I mean, even that shouldn't be...
Yeah, right, that would be forms that come out from that. But from the actual oath, that's the actual idea that he's saying that when you're talking about Hashem, we have to realize who Hashem is, and we have to keep the respect and the awe of Hashem, and therefore when we mention His name, we have to make sure we don't say it ever in vain, because then we're losing some of the awe and we're losing some of the fear. The more you take it lightly, the lighter it gets, right? If you get on a first name basis with your rabbi, then you lose the awe. You become his friend, and you don't have the awe anymore. So you have to keep the awe in the proper place of Hashem, and therefore it's not like it's not like different people. Hashem is on a different level, and therefore this mitzvah keeps us in check. That we always keep the right awe of Hashem, and we treat Him and His name with the proper respect. That's the mitzvah. That's the shorosh. That's the root behind the mitzvah. Now, so the question, yeah, good?
This is the concept of a negative mitzvah, or not, if you took His name in vain and the eched or an aveira,
right,
but not doing it, do you get credit for not doing it?
If he doesn't use Hashem's name in vain?
Yeah.
So then, ordinarily, if you're sitting here and you don't say Hashem's name in vain, so you don't get a mitzvah because you didn't do anything. But you would get a mitzvah when you have an urge to make a shvuah, when you have an urge to make an oath, right? Let's say someone comes over to you and accuses you of something, and you want to make an oath. Let's say you have some sort of, you have an urge to say to make a shvuah. This is an interesting idea, right? Where I think we spoke this out. If you have an urge to make a false oath, whatever the case would be, let's say you want to prove, let's say you're playing a joke on someone or something, and you want to make a practical joke, and you want to swear in Hashem's name, and you want to say that, this is really, you're playing a practical trick on someone, right? And people, want to make believe, and they say, I swear to you, and you have an urge to say a real oath, and you hold yourself back, then you'll get credit. Then you'll get credit for not transgressing this negative commandment. It's called.
But just to say, I swear to you, it's not taking Hashem's name.
Right. So
or is it already incorporated in that?
We'd have to check up the exact details of how the shua is made, which word to use this. But the idea is you get credit for a negative commandment if you have the urge, right, to do something, right? Non-kosher food. Do we get credit for not eating a piece of ham? Right? For not eating a cheeseburger, right? You get credit for not eating a cheeseburger, right? What do you say, Gedalia?
Yes.
Okay.
When? Every minute? Whenever you have an urge. That's the answer. Whenever you're passing by McDonald's and you smell it and you say, "Ooh, I wish I could go in there," or "I'm so hungry. You know, I've been on this trip and we're getting hungry and there's a non-kosher restaurant and you're very, very hungry and there's no good food and you wish you could eat a piece and you say, "No, I'm not going to because Hashem said I shouldn't." Then you're going to get a mitzvah for holding back from doing a negative commandment. Then you're going to get a reward for that. Okay. So now let's go. So let's go with this practical example now. So to this the third level. So we spoke about the third type is someone who swears, "I won't sleep for 3 days." Got it? You ready? Vidal, you want to make a shvua? I'm not going to sleep for 15 minutes. Something like that. He says, "I'm not going to sleep for 3 days." Right? So what do we rule? The rule is it's an oath in vain. So what's the din? So what's the ruling for such a person? We give him malchus. We give him lashes. When do we give him lashes? How long do we wait to give him lashes? Do we give him lashes right away when he says it, or do we wait for him to fall asleep? We'll wait till he falls asleep? Rude awakening. Rude awakening. Why do you have to wait for him to fall asleep?
Somebody said I'm not going to sleep for 4 days, let's say.
Yeah.
Maybe they can actually do that.
No, impossible.
Why?
Impossible. 3 days is the limit. You have to check this up. You have to check it up. But the Gemara says, maybe the nature changed since the times of the Gemara. We have to look up. Someone told me that he saw
caffeine pills back then.
Someone told me. Yeah, but what happens after a day?
People in the army do it.
They do it for how long?
Not 4 days. 3 days.
People stay awake for a long time. Like you're in a foxhole and you don't know when the enemy's coming. You have you're up. You'll stay
For
up.
more than 3 days?
It happens.
Okay.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure, but maybe it's possible.
I don't think it's possible.
I just saw someone on a show last night on TLC. That's my reference point. Where it was about children or people who got lost for extended periods of time and how they survived. Apparently, this one of those people lasted for more than 3 days of not sleeping.
More than 3 days not sleeping. Okay. So we'll have to check this up. We'll have to do our research. But
Not the norm.
let's take a number. No. We have to find out what's possible. So let's say you say 4 days. The person can't go 4 days without sleeping. So let's say he says, "I'm not going to sleep." He takes an oath. "I'm not sleeping for 4 days." So when do we give him the lashes? So do we wait for him to wake up or to fall asleep? What? When he goes to sleep. The minute he falls asleep, because then he transgressed the oath.
Yeah.
Right? Then he transgressed it. Or, yes,
Why don't we say Dan L'Kav Zchus?
you should judge him favorably.
Maybe this person you don't know has some cheshbon of some sort that they're able to accomplish that thing even
They
though
think they could. They think they could stay for 4 days. It's an impossible feat.
this person may have some cheshbon. He's got some specific survival skills or some.
He thinks he could stay up more than 4 days, but it's impossible. I'm telling you, I don't think he can stay up for 3 days. I'm just working. I changed it to 4 days.
What if I said I could fly?
That's also similar.
That seems much less likely.
That's also similar.
I think in this room you're going to get an agreement that nobody can fly.
Yeah. No. The only difference is because I want to know when do you give him lashes.
Right.
If you say I'm going to fly. So you have to wait and see if he'll fly or not. I don't know.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I guess
It doesn't make sense. The Gemara actually does say that if you say I saw a flying camel in the air, that could be also a false
I
oath.
saw a pig fly.
So a pig fly. So that would be an example. Yes.
Question I'm thinking of. Why are people swearing on things?
Why do people swear?
Why don't they just say what they want to say? And that's it?
Did you never heard of people swearing?
Yeah, but why?
People swear. They want to emphasize that fact. They want to want to prove that they're really saying the truth, right? Whatever the reason, that's a question, right? It's a question. It's what they call a kasha on a maisa. It's a question on a story. People do swear.
It's almost like they don't believe what they're saying. Because you could just say, that's this piece of wood. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care. I just swear it.
Yeah.
The extra.
Not everyone has such self-confidence, but there are people who swear, and they take God's name to swear, whatever the case will be. But you go around, you see people say, I swear to you I was waiting for you and you weren't there. Yeah.
Well, in court, people swear the Tanakh before making oath, before they do a testimony.
Right. So if they would swear, right, we have to check out exactly which case. In a real Jewish court? A Jewish court, right. That's interesting. So we have to see, right, in all these cases. But in this case, we'll have to think about it. Yes.
Can we apply Batal B'Shishim?
If what?
Batal B'Shishim, that, like, the odds are if you took 60 people, out of 60 people, not even one, like, generally speaking, like, just in the odds, that the percentage of someone being able to do that sleep for 4 days is so little.
No.
And therefore...
It's not even so little. It's impossible. You have homework. I say a person can't sleep for more than 3 days. At least in the Gemara's times, you have homework to see if you can sleep more than 3 days. But I'll give you 4 days.
So
you can't sleep for more than 4 days.
If you're saying that, then what's the Havamina to say that you would wait?
Oh, so Eli wants to say a beautiful idea. Says Eli, the minute a person says an oath, he says, I'm not going to sleep for 4 days. And we take on as a given that a person cannot sleep for 4 days. Right? If you say that's a given, that he can't sleep for 4 days, the minute he says that oath, we'll bring him in and give him lashes. Give him lashes right now, because he just uttered a false oath. He said he could fly. If you say you could fly, that's a false oath. If you say, I'm not going to sleep for 4 days, that is a false oath. So we don't have to wait for him to fall asleep. We know he's going to fall asleep. It's inevitable. So therefore we can bring him in right away and give him lashes right now.
It's
you don't have to wait for him to fall asleep.
In effect, right this second.
You could wait if you want to watch the movie. You'll see he's going to fall asleep in 4 days, in 3 days. He'll fall asleep. But you don't have to wait, because I know it by fact that he's for sure will fall asleep. Says Eli, along with the Rambam, give him Malchus right away.
Right, to add on that, if it wasn't that case that you knew right away, then maybe it's not a false oath. Maybe he just didn't accomplish his goal.
Right. If he had good intentions.
Right, he thought he could sleep.
Right. If there was a case where it would be
maybe
in between.
That's not false oath in the way you're saying. But if you know for a fact when you made it that's impossible, like sleeping 3 days before, whatever you want to say, then yeah.
Right.
Well, why would in America, a high school student, 11 days, he said no drugs, no stimulants, nothing.
He stayed what?
11 days, yeah.
Stayed up?
iPhone.
11 days?
11 days, a record.
Dangerous.
A 17-year-old kid.
In times of the Tanayim.
Yeah. It could be something changed. I have to see this after.
So in times of the Tanayim, many feats were possible by many human beings, right? I mean, they could make a dead person come back to life. I mean, so how could you take something that sounds so weird, like a pig fly? I mean, it really is.
I didn't say that in case.
It really is.
They spoke about it
because.
No, I know. We're not talking about with magic. We're finished with the magic. That was last week's class. We're finished with magic. I mean, to do it without magic, to really do such a impossible feat.
In a normal everyday
case. Yes.
Okay.
I would say that even if the person thought that he'd be able to accomplish that feat, even though it's unlikely, we're trying to. Didn't we just said a couple of minutes ago that the Rabbanan we're not trying to degrade the name of Hashem. So it's not, even if it's a chance thing, you're taking a chance.
So here, but I want to say, according to my facts, I don't know Mike's fact. Mike has a good fact. No, I don't mean to say it's not true. He has some fact. Could be things changed. In the olden times, people couldn't stay up more than 3 days. If you say that as a fact,
but I'm saying even
it's a fact.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say something which is going against the fact of medicine. That is called a false oath right off the bat.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, based on the possibility that the guy thought that he could do it. we're saying what.
But did he know that there's such a fact finding here that it's impossible? If he knew that there's such a fact finding, right? That's called a false soul. And if he didn't know,
if he didn't know,
so then he's just maybe he would be just he didn't know. He's like
I'm saying we should give him the malchus anyway. Like don't mess with that.
He would be an honest. He would be a shogig. He didn't know. He's like someone who's not. He didn't do it with intention.
But what would be the purpose of putting yourself in
He shouldn't say it. He shouldn't say it.
So we should find someone like that.
We will. Right. He's doing something that's not good. You shouldn't do it. That would be a shogig, something without intent.
I have the example to prove the point.
Yeah.
What if I said I was going to live forever, and I swear I'm going to live forever? Well, when would you punish me?
Right. So there they would have punishment.
Because then only when I die can you say that I didn't fulfill it.
That's true. It's too late.
You have to punish me right away when I make it also.
Right. That would be interesting. That's an interesting case.
A few weeks ago we said when it comes to benching
the new moon. Do you want to bless the new moon after when? After
like when
the new month.
Shabbos, like for the second Shabbos, do we wait or depending on the night?
So we go out to bless the new moon, right?
Chazal said you can't rely on in 4 days that you would have a moon too.
So right. So he's Irving's bringing up a rule. Let me say the rule. You're saying a rule. Yeah.
Right. So they implemented something. You can't wait 5 days. 4 days it's possible, but don't let it.
Let me tell you the rule. He's saying now we know we bless the new moon on the Saturday night after the new month, which would be, let's say we had the new month start 15 days ago. So, but let's say last Saturday night, right? Everyone went out to bless the new moon this past Saturday night. We wait after 7 days, after 3 to 7 days, we start blessing the new moon. We make a blessing at night on the new moon. Now, I told Irving
a few weeks ago
that if it's a cloud, right? You have to be scared. You can only bless it till around the 15th of the month. Around tonight, right? Around tonight, last night. So, if Saturday night comes out on the 10th or 11th, we don't wait for Saturday night because we're scared it's going to be a cloudy night on Saturday night.
Because Chazal said 11,
you might have
13,
4,
14, 15. You could have 4 or 5
could have 4
days
cloudy
of
nights.
cloudiness. Right?
So, yeah.
So here I'm just trying to give that thing where Chazal said it could be that it says you don't wait to that point because you could have 4 days in a row, even though you're not always going to have 4 days in a row. He said you make the blessing first.
Right, because we're scared it could be 4 cloudy days, especially in Toronto.
It's impossible. Maybe they're not saying it's impossible that people can outdo the 3 days of sleeping, but that's what they've determined.
But no one could outdo the 3 days of sleeping. I'm taking on it the fact.
That's what we're determining. So, but even though somebody could do it.
No.
Okay.
In the times of the Gemara, no one could outdo that. They couldn't sleep. They couldn't go without 3 days without sleep. Today it's going to be 11. So tonight. So if someone makes an oath, I'm not going to sleep for 11 days. So we give him. So Eli brings up the Rambam. The Rambam says you give him lashes right away, and you tell him go to sleep. You tell him you could go to sleep because it's already a false oath. What you made is 0. Use Hashem's name in vain. You get lashes, but you don't have to try to wait 11 days and stay up. And the same thing with eating. If a person says I'm not going to eat for 3 days, there's no need to try to starve for 3 days, because right away we'll give him lashes. He transgressed a positive commandment, don't take Hashem's name in vain, and because it's not possible to live 3 days without eating, right? We have to check up on that. But that was what the idea was. And we give him lashes and we say you could eat right now. Please, have a Danish right now. That's what the Rambam says. No reason to wait. The oath was totally not binding because it was totally false. That's what the Rambam says. Now, to take this now a little further.
What's the case? What's the case? What happens if a Jew comes along and gives a sign?
So the question on the Rambam is the question that the Ran asked. He wants to know like this: who said? Because the Gemara really spoke on the case of sleeping. That's the real case of the Gemara. The Rambam brought in also the case of not eating. Right? A guy says I'm not going to eat for 3 days. The Rambam brought that in, a new case. The question is, could you compare the case of not eating to not sleeping? Maybe in the case of not eating, that's different than not sleeping. because not sleeping, he's automatically going to fall asleep. He's going to automatically fall asleep within 11 days. So maybe when he makes an oath, I'm not going to sleep for 11 days. So it's already a false oath because he will fall asleep without even knowing, right? Sleeping is not one of those things that you plan out all the time. Sometimes it just happens. But eating you could plan. Eating you could say, I'm not going to eat for 3 days. So maybe on that case, when I say I'm not going to eat for 3 days, maybe in there it's a good oath. Maybe eating is better. Maybe eating is a binding oath because I could choose not to eat for 3 days. What are you going to ask me? Yeah, but when 3 days comes to a close, he's going to die. So
no, well, sort of. I was waiting to hear what you would say.
What do you want to say? What do you think?
No, I mean, I think it's it's still an option. He can do that, and then he'll get malchus when he dies, right before he dies, I guess.
Right before he dies, what will they do? He didn't eat.
Right.
How can they give him lashes? You can't give him lashes even before he dies.
So
he didn't eat.
So he'll just die.
He'll just die.
But maybe we should say that he's putting his life in danger once he's made that oath. So he should get.
So ready for this? So the idea is, well, maybe he won't eat, and right before he dies, his life is in danger. So the rule is, the whole Torah can be broken when a person's life is in danger, except for the 3 big mitzvos, right? Adultery, or bowing down to idols, or
killing someone else.
Those are the 3 big sins, 3 cardinal sins. But anything else, anything other than those 3 cardinal sins, if someone's life is in danger, he's obligated to transgress that sin, right? If someone says you better eat the cheeseburger or else, so you eat the cheeseburger. Eat the cheeseburger.
Maybe that's in the case where he hasn't just put himself.
So therefore, in this case, maybe the Gemara only spoke about where a guy he says, I'm not going to sleep for 11 days. Let's say he says, I'm not going to eat for 3 days. So maybe the oath is binding. He's not eating. Right before he dies, now his life is in danger already. So he's allowed to transgress that because his life is in danger. You could do anything when your life is in danger, right? And you could go against any part of the Torah because the Torah is pushed away in these cases to let a person live. It says he's supposed to live by the Torah. So maybe he shouldn't get lashes because we should tell him don't eat, and when he needs to, right before he dies, the 3 days up, give him a little bit of food, enough that he could sustain himself, and then he could survive the 3 days, and maybe the oath is binding. That's the question here that they're asking.
So he's just scot-free.
So he'll be scot-free.
Why would he be scot-free though? He should be. He should save his life because he has to, and then suffer the consequences.
What did he do wrong?
What did he do wrong? He put himself in the makom sakana. He put himself in a dangerous place.
He's dangerous. He gave himself a dangerous situation.
No one told me he had to do that.
Okay, maybe he should. Right. So that's a question. He put himself in a dangerous situation. But the idea that the Ran is saying, he's saying that you're totally innocent because it's not your fault. Now it's not your fault. Now I'm allowed to transgress the Torah because I'm in a state where I'm starving, and if I don't eat, I'm going to die. Then you're allowed.
I would say it has to do with the original question, when do you punish? Because he is transgressing when he makes the oath, but he's not transgressing when he breaks the oath.
Is he transgressing when he makes the oath?
If you take it for granted that it's impossible to go 3 days without eating,
yes, it is.
Then when you make that oath, then you have. But then when the 3 days
But he wasn't going to eat. He wasn't going to eat anything.
But it's impossible.
Lash.
He wasn't
going to eat. But then his life turned into danger, so then we say you're allowed to eat because life is in danger.
Right, so at that point he hasn't done anything wrong, and you're not going to punish him.
Right. So
that's
what the
false oath. It's like a game.
Well,
that he's.
It wasn't a false oath because he didn't say that he's going to do something which is impossible. He was actually going to do the impossible.
He wasn't, because he was going to get to this situation.
Yeah, I'm saying that the guy knew when he made the oath that somebody's going to feed him in the 3rd day. And then he wouldn't go through.
He really didn't see that coming?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would see that part coming.
So it seems like what you're saying is the idea why the Rambam, he joined the 2 cases together. The Rambam did join, he said eating or sleeping, they're the same. You give him lashes right away. The Rambam held like you. Right? Maimonides held like you that eating is the same thing. Even if he ends up that his life will be in danger, But at the end of the day, he's transgressing. Whether the idea is like Ellie's saying, because he put himself into that situation, or you could say maybe the idea is that you're transgressing, even though it might be through that you're allowed, because when in danger you could do it, but maybe at the end of the day he's still called, that's called transgressing. Even if he did it, that he did it in a trick. At the end of the day he's eating. This is not so clear. Why? But that's what the Rambam says. The Rambam says in either way, you have brought yourself to such a position, you're transgressing. But at the end of the day, you want to say that you can't make such an oath anyway, because a person can't do that to wait 3 days without eating, because that's committing suicide. There's another idea that he says. If you say you're not going to eat for 3 days, that's committing suicide. And that's called an oath to break a mitzvah. One of the 613 mitzvahs is the person should not commit suicide. Right? In the beginning, in Parsha's Noah, in the middle of Noah, it says you have to watch your blood. And Hashem says, I will come and have a complaint against any person who takes his own life.
What if you do take your own life? What happens?
Then Hashem will give him won't be good. Won't be good, because Hashem says, I want you to guard your life. A person has to watch his life. We just spoke out. You could even eat cheeseburger if someone's starving to death and he doesn't have anything except for non-kosher food. You could eat a cheeseburger. Hashem wants us to guard our life. So, and it's one of the mitzvahs. The pasuk says in Parshas Noach that you should watch your life. And if a person commits suicide, it could be he'll get cut off in the afterlife. Right? You'll ask, like, when's he going to get punished? He's already punished.
You're mixing categories of it. From the argument and logical point of view, once you start mixing categories, it seems like you're being fair. With what? Like argument. We were talking about the third, fourth category. You're saying, but now in the food he's making the third category.
Yeah. Well,
that's not intellectually honest, and now you're saying
you're right. I am mixing categories. What I'm doing is I'm bringing in a new reason why when he makes this oath, although maybe you'll be right that under category number 3 it will be a good oath, but under category number 4 he will slip up, and that's why it's a false oath, because of category. Right, you're right. We mixed categories and we brought in under that category. That's why it will be a false oath, and that's why the Rambam writes that he gets lashes for that reason. Very nice. Exactly. That's the idea there. Okay.